Because what I spoke about earlier today is how much President Kennedy means to me as somebody who believed in us, especially on display when what I've learned is one of Jack's favorite speeches of his grandfather, the speech at Rice University, September 12, 1962. I don't know about you, but when I watch the speech, frankly, it's hard to end it with dry eyes, because it is incredible how the president told us what we could do, even though he admitted in the speech the materials needed for the spacecraft hadn't even been invented yet. And he admitted that part of what he was talking about with faith was faith and vision. That's really what we need today, is faith and vision to deal with the climate change challenge. Because like him, there will be benefits, what he saw was there'd be benefits on Earth from travel in space. And what we must claim, and people like Joe with current voting cards and Senator Markey with the voting card, is that this can be solved, that this is a problem of human making and therefore of human solution. So at an operation we call republicen.org, we're trying to persuade conservatives to get in this and to step forward with free enterprise solutions to climate change. I will tell you that I did find out in the course of campaigning in the 4th District of South Carolina, as Ed indicated, probably the reddest district and the reddest state in the nation, that not all of my constituents, former constituents, were as excited as I was about the moonshot. I was going door to door one day and I encountered this 33-year-old. Now mark that, 33-year-old. And I'm telling him about how we got to have a moonshot commitment on new energy. And I'm talking, and he says, didn't happen. And I said, excuse me, what's that? He said, didn't happen. I have seen the lights fall into the frame on that moonshot. It was all staged in a TV studio. And I'm telling you, honest to goodness, this is not, I mean, I would expect it of a 75-year-old, 80-year-old, right? This is a 32-year-old telling me, didn't happen. So what I said was, well, what I mean is a focused commitment. And decided not to argue the point and move along. But, you know, the reason that I think the moonshot is so inspiring, too, is I had the opportunity in the Science Committee to visit with the flight surgeon from the Apollo mission that landed with the Eagle on the moon in 1969, in fulfillment of the president's commitment that we would get there before the decade is out. And if you watch the end of that Rice speech, the president seems to go off script, and he gestures with such force that we are going to do it, that you can sort of feel the same leadership that he had in swimming part of the way home from World War II, that we were going to get this done, that we were going to make it to the moon. And so one of the people that was charged with doing that was a flight surgeon on the Apollo mission. Came by the Science Committee, and I asked him, you know, this is my opportunity. I just am talking with him. I said, is it true that you didn't know how deep the moon dust was? And he took me aside because he found that, you know, I guess he was surprised that somebody was interested in that small question. He grabbed me and he said, it's absolutely true. We had no idea how deep the moon dust was. And he said, I was the flight surgeon. I was in charge of the health of those astronauts. And he said, Neil Armstrong turned off the rudimentary computer that was supposed to land the craft on the moon because he'd been a test pilot. And he decided that if he was going to fly into his grave, he was going to fly it himself. And the flight surgeon said, you know, we had no idea. There was a chance that they were going to land, and with the whole world watching, they were going to be gone. And he said, you know, as God would have it, the thrusters came on, it blew away a little bit of dust, and the Eagle landed. And we fulfilled that dream of President Kennedy that he had given to us in leadership and optimism that Joe spoke of earlier. And that is what we've got to do on climate change. Cause people to believe that this problem has a human solution. And if we can have a Republican from a red state stand here in Boston and accept the Profiling Courage Award, we can bring America together and we can solve this challenge. Thank you very much.